This is our final documentation by Connor Stein,
Nicolo Benedetti,
and Drew Manson.
So the project. This project started as an idea, a very small one at that. We decided to do the laser light show because it seemed really fun and interesting. One reason that was interesting is that the whole main section of the project, the laser. We had expected to finish this in a brief period of time, a week or two at the most. The rest for smoothing any rough edges out. The first week, we did research and worked a little bit on the Lego pieces. The second week, we finished the Lego setup as well as the switch made out of Legos and cut the acrylic. The third week, we molded the acrylic and finished the project. This week was spent smoothing out the rough edges. To continue. However, we encountered many issues. We expected to use around $20 to $30, but at the end, we used not even $25. We used a shoebox, a cut and bubble piece of acrylic, 2 red lasers for splitting effect, and then assorted Lego pieces with a worm gear to rotate the acrylic piece.
Errors. In our project, we encountered a few different issues. One was that in the middle of our production, Connor joined our group. It wasn't a huge issue. Just introducing the project to someone new from the beginning isn't easy, though. The main issue was materials. We didn't have the materials that we needed, like the bubbled acrylic.
Challenges. A few major challenges were melting the acrylic and making sure the bubbles would form in it as well, which required it to be heated to a very high temperature, which made it more difficult to keep together. Another challenge was keeping documentation updated while we were doing our project. This was solved by making one person from the group do documentation. And one more challenge was making sure all the parts we needed came in, and this was difficult because there were shipping errors and unknown shipping times as to when they would get there. And the final challenge was making an effective system to hold and use the lasers. This was made difficult by many designs being presented and having only one to choose. In the end, we decided to combine all of our ideas into one.
Accomplishments. We really accomplished in the design of the system holding the lasers, the bubbling of the acrylic, making documentation, and modifying the project. I'm sure before you say, weren't those the errors? Yes, they were, but after fixing the issues, we did a pretty good job of realizing them.
Would we do this again? Yes, we would. It is a very fun project to do, and it's very interesting. A lot of fun was had making this project, despite the few errors in the road making it. So if we had to do this project again, we would most certainly do.
What we would change. If we could change anything about the project now, it would be not to order parts from an unreliable source. We wasted a lot of time waiting for that part to come in, and in the end, we had to resort to the second laser, which degraded the overall project. So if we could go to a store and get that part, it would really save a lot of time.
Background info we used. If we researched a little more on the acrylic and with the bubble, that would have saved a lot of time as well. We could have also researched more on different laser shows, and we could have combined multiple sources together to make a better project.
Documentation outlook. We would give ourselves a fair grading on our documentation. We say this because sometimes there were errors in the documentation, like the sizing of the images and overall length and layout of it. But we got better as time went on, and near the end of the project, we leaned towards good.
The enjoyable moment. The most enjoyable moment in the project for me was getting to make new friends with people as well as making an overall really cool project.
The most enjoyable moment for me was the overall coolness of the project at the end. I think it looks amazing, and the high-tech style of the show makes it look really awesome.
The most enjoyable moment for me was seeing the reaction on my group member's face when I brought in the bubble to crib.
So,
and the video. The video's on YouTube. We're
So-
going to do a live presentation now.
So you guys need the lights on?
No.
Yay!
Okay, so that is our laser show.